Greetings and welcome to my channel, The Healthy Voice. Today I want to talk to you about how to establish a daily practice routine. This is a question I get a lot from everyone who starts working with me. They want to know, how do I actually practice? And this is such an important question to ask because it's a little different for everybody, but I'm going to do my best to offer some suggestions that should be able to help you come up with the perfect practice routine for you. So it's important to practice every chance you get every day. And that sounds like a lot, but I don't mean it to be. What I mean is you want to take advantage of moments in your day when you could practice. For example, I like to do my vocal warm-ups in the morning as I'm washing dishes. I tend to accumulate, my style of cleaning the house is I tend to have things pile up in the kitchen, and I have a routine of cleaning the kitchen in the morning. And while I'm cleaning, I put on my favorite vocal workout CD and I sing along to the practices. And it's a great way for me to get my voice going. My voice is always super rough in the morning. And so it kind of speeds up my progress and gets me to a point where I can be more comfortable in my body. Another thing you can do is when you're in the car, you can do vocal warm-ups. You can sing along to your favorite album. You can also do certain things whenever you're doing chores around the house, like humming or working on your open throat technique, opening up the back of the throat and going, ah, while you go from one room to the next, while you make the bed or while you do laundry. Another thing I like to do is in between meetings, when I have like 10 minutes to kill, I'll put on my favorite karaoke channel on YouTube and I'll sing a song. So that's what I mean by every moment you get, take advantage of every opportunity you have to practice. Oh, here's one more tip before I forget. Breathing practice. Whenever I first teach a student how to engage their diaphragm and their core area, I'll encourage them to practice this when they're doing very boring and mundane things like standing in line or sitting and just watching a TV show. You can easily watch your favorite show while also practicing this movement of expanding your rib cage and contracting it. There are always different ways for you to incorporate practice. But let's forget about those opportunistic practicing moments. And let's talk about a formal, I am going to set aside this hour every single day and I'm going to practice. What do we do in those moments? I am a big fan of routines. I'm a big fan of having a structure set in place and sticking to that structure. Now, with that said, I also understand that if we get too fixated on doing things the same way every single time, we can easily set ourselves up for failure. And so it's good to have a flexible attitude. That means that yes, most days we follow this routine, but some days, if I don't feel like it, it's okay if I break the script. It's totally fine. So please keep that in mind, even as I focus mainly on coming up with a specific practice routine that with the intention to practice like this every time. So I highly recommend you choose one time every day. And I don't mean like down to the hour. I mean a specific part of your day. So either in the morning, before you have your tea or coffee, or after you have your tea or coffee, or perhaps in the evening after dinner, before bed, or perhaps even sometime around the middle of the day, depending on what your schedule is. It's really important whenever you're trying to establish any kind of a routine or a habit to do it around the same time every day so that you begin to associate that part of your day with your vocal practice. So once you've decided on which part of the day you're going to do your practice, you have to decide how long you want to shoot for each session. Now, this greatly depends on your own personal endurance and stamina levels. Someone who's just beginning a vocal practice will not have as much endurance or stamina as somebody who has been practicing regularly for a year or more. And so you have to keep that in mind. So if you're still at the beginning, you may only practice for 20 minutes, and that is perfectly fine. And you don't need to feel bad about it, because after 20 minutes, to be honest, when you're beginning, it can feel like a lot. And then in a couple weeks, you can move it up to 30 minutes. And then a week later, you can bump it up to 45 minutes. And then eventually, you can do an hour. But I don't want you to force yourself to do an hour right at the beginning, because you're going to burn yourself out. You're going to be so exhausted that you won't even want to sing. You won't even want to do your vocal practice. So be realistic when you're deciding on how long your session is going to be. So depending on how long your session is will determine on what you actually do. Everybody, regardless of their level, should begin with some kind of a physical warm-up. So some kind of a stretching, some kind of a massage. So that's why in the beginning of all of my practice routines, we always do something physical to the body, mainly the face, the neck, or the shoulders. And so you can begin, like I usually do, with rolling the shoulders, really slow. And then as you're starting to move your body, you start to incorporate your breath, because you also have to warm up your breath. So you start to breathe slowly in and out. And you force yourself to sync up your breath with your movements in order to slow your tempo down, because we live in a very fast-paced society. And part of a singing practice is slowing down. And so you want to warm up your body and your mind and ease into this idea of moving slower. So physical warm-ups of some kind, face stretches, face massage, whatever area you feel carries the most tension, go there first. You have back tension, do neck circles, shoulder rolls, any kind of shoulder movement to get this area warmed up. You have tension in your face, stretch the face. Do the face massage. You can do one of my face massage routines if that helps you, or you can memorize the movements and just do them on your own. It only takes a few minutes to do. So once you have gotten your muscles warmed up, it's then time to do a vocal warm-up. You can jump right into singing your songs if you want, but you are going to have much more success if you start with a vocal warm-up, because speaking only requires us to use a certain range, a very small range. And when we sing, we go up high and we go down low. And it requires a lot of energy. And so we have to warm up the tongue, we have to warm up the jaw, the throat muscles, and we even have to get adjusted into our resonators. So start with a few warm-ups. I have warm-up videos in my Healthy Voice community. So if you're a member of that, you can go to the section that says warm-up videos. I have many videos there. In a future video, I'm going to give you guys a few samples of those warm-up videos so that you can practice with them. And in the future, I'm going to create a vocal warm-up album with I want to make it really fun. I don't want it to be like a typical vocal warm-up where I just play the piano. I want to actually have compositions underneath it. So I have not finished that product yet, but I will have it soon. And so very soon you can use that as your vocal warm-up. So if none of that is accessible to you, you can simply start with humming. Make sure you go high. Go low. You can do slides. You can switch to ah, ah. The idea is to move around and get familiar with the feelings that are associated with singing. So you've done your physical muscle warm-ups, you've done your vocal warm-ups. Now it's time to do a song. So assuming that your vocal practice is around singing, choose one song to work on. Choose one section of the song to work on. You can sing the whole thing one time through just to kind of get into it. But then I recommend you spend 5 to 10 minutes on just the verse or just the chorus and sing it a cappella. Don't always sing it with the accompaniment, because it's a good idea to sing very slowly, and it's a good idea to record yourself. So I love the Dolby On app. I think that's what it's called. It sounds really good. It's got the best quality recording that I've experienced so far. And so what you want to do is you want to sing very slowly, just this one section of the song, and you want to go back and listen and notice where you're holding tension. Notice where you might benefit from opening up your mouth more, where you might want to drop your tongue, where you might want to send the vibrations more forward into the mask. Recording is hard on the ego. Yes, I agree. But it's much better for your vocal practice and for your progress in the long run. So I highly recommend you record yourself. Now, if you have time, so if you're in the process of doing a longer session, I would highly recommend you do some speech exercises next. At least 5 minutes of speech practice. I started incorporating speech practices about 15 years ago, and what a game changer. I had never thought to do speech exercises before that because I was a singer and I just didn't see the point. But once I started improving my speaking voice, it had a domino effect on my singing voice. So I highly recommend that. In my voice liberation method, I have vocal speech practices for each week of the course, and it's also included in the PDF. So if you're a member of the Voice Liberation Method, you can find those practices, choose one of them, just one, to focus on at each practice. Now, in terms of long-term goals, I recommend that you spend a whole week on the same practices. So if you're working on the verse and the chorus, you work on the verse and the chorus for the whole week before you go on to the next verse. That way you get really, really good at those two sections. I recommend you do the same warm-ups for the same reason. You become really good at them. And the same thing with the speech exercises. Focus on one sound per week. And that's how you really start to master your voice. If you want to add something fun and yoga-like to the end of your practice, try one of my guided visualizations that you can also find in the Voice Liberation Method, or you can do a sound healing session. And I have some of those on my YouTube channel for free. I have several of them in the Voice Liberation Method, several in the Healthy Voice community. So I hope that this helped you. I hope it inspired you to start a daily practice. It is so rewarding once you start to do this. Having a vocal practice is like, I'll put it this way. Everybody always talks about self-care and how important it is to do self-care practices. When you spend time every day working on your voice, that is the ultimate form of self-care because your voice is you. Everything else, yes, yoga, running, journaling is fantastic for getting to know your mind. Your voice is all of those things wrapped into one practice. And so when you do a daily vocal practice, you are really showing up for yourself. And when you start to take this self-care practice seriously, you will notice that you start to have more space in your life to show up for other people. Ultimately, that's what this is about. This vocal healing practice that we're doing together here, this is about you first, but once you start to get this established and you start to feel better, you start to feel more grounded, that's when you start to make a difference in the world. You can't do anything for other people until you heal yourself. And so ultimately, my goal for you is to make the world a better place. But you have to start with yourself first. You have to start with your own voice. So let me know what you guys thought about this. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope it inspired you. Please don't forget to share with anybody else who you think might benefit. Check out my voice liberation method, where there's so much in there that will help you establish a daily practice. Keep going, because the world needs your unique voice.